Yo, hi guys, Kevin here. Welcome to some Photoshop, and I've been trying to think for ages how to get this into a video, and I think I thought of a way. So hopefully this video is to your taste. If it's not, then do give me suggestions on maybe how to improve it or stuff like that. But also in the comments below, leave what car you want to see me Photoshop in the next video as well. Maybe with a theme as well. With a theme that could look pretty sick. But the first car, obviously, I drive a 350Z, so I am going to choose a 350Z, quite simply. So I'm trying to remember where I saved it. There we go, Photoshop, got it. Let's go into cars, and there we go, 350Z. So this is the image I am going to be photoshopping. It's quite a good angle. You need cars at kind of a diagonal angle maybe, to get the front bumper at a nice angle, and also to get the wheels at a nice angle as well. So that's for the kind of pictures you want to aim for. But where to start with this car? Obviously want to lower it first, and then go on to maybe the wheels, and then maybe body kit. But for now, I'm going to lower the car quickly.
I've got a question, if you'd hear me out. In your defense, you never had a chance. And so tell me straight, I won't go. This is our time now, I'm sure. Make no mistake, that we are closer than we're far.
Okay, so if we select the inverse of that, and now once we're on the copy of the background layer, we can just press delete. It should delete the bottom of like what is selected there. So if you select around the top of the car and then right click and do select inverse, it swaps it to the bottom of the car, and you just press delete, and you can just select like the mouse tool here, just press down on the keypad, and as you can see it's getting lower and lower. Obviously you're going to have problems with some like bits where you cut out, where you're going to have a little bit of black here, a little bit of black there. Also like this gap here, it's going to look a little bit strange, so you're going to have to fill that in with a little bit of black maybe, something like that. But there's little things like that you have to adjust, but I think we could deal with that. Do we go out for the full slam monster like that? To be fair, it doesn't even look that bad. Yeah, let's do it, let's go like that. So that's what we're going to go for. Obviously there are these logos here, so we could just do a fill and do content aware, okay, and that should fill it with quite a nice colour there. You can't hardly notice that it disappeared. Obviously there's a little bit of a line there that we can get rid of later in the thingy thing. Yeah, that. So yeah, onto the car anyway, onto the car. So what we want to do next is probably go for some rims. To be honest, I'm tempted to just search 350Z and find a 350Z that is that angle and just take the rims off of it, because trying to find a specific rim to fit on at that angle is going to be a little bit of a struggle. So I think I'm just going to search like 350Z slam. Let's do that right now. 350Z slam. I can't spell. So here we go. Images with 350Z slam. So you want one around the same angle. Like this one's too much of an angle. That could work. This could work very well. Because that is pretty much the same angle, just the other way. That is pretty much spot on. Oh my god. So let's view image. Very high quality image as well, so that works for us as well. So let's go into my Photoshop folder. If you're doing something like this as well, and you want to keep everything organized, like maybe if you want to use these wheels again, just save them in a file and you can use them again maybe. So I'm just going to type in 350Z wheels just so I know what they are. Obviously you've got the little thumbnails when you go to search through that folder in the future, which I didn't mean to close that, but yeah, we've got the car now. So what you do with that is not go to file new, you go to file open, go to your folder and open, and then what you want to do is do it rim by rim. Obviously that one's got more dish on the rear, so you want to keep it front and rear, because if you just take the front and then paste that onto the rear as well, it's going to look a little bit strange. Obviously it won't have the effect of having an extra dish on the rear. So what I'm going to do is just mask around the edge of the wheel basically, paste it onto this one and try and get it fitting nice. So I'm going to speed it forwards like I did just then, and yeah, I'll come back when I think I've pretty much got this sorted, so see you in a second. Okay, so there's the first wheel on, and I think that's fitting quite well. If I look at it right now, maybe it's just a little bit too tilted, but obviously with photoshopping wheels onto a car, you've got to get the other car the perfect angle. If it's not the perfect angle, it is going to look a little bit strange, but if you look at that quickly, you can't tell, to be honest. So they look good, it's high quality, and pretty much spot on. So I'm going to make slight adjustments to this wheel, obviously just trying to make it look a little bit better, but to be honest I think it's looking absolutely spot on right now, and yeah, I'm kind of liking that. Kind of looks like an egg. So let's try to fix that. Obviously you have to adjust these into the perfect circle, because if you look at this back wheel here, that is not a perfect circle. If you look at it, it's an egg, if you know what I mean. Like if you look at that without kind of the fact that you're looking at it like a wheel, it does look like an egg. So you got to try and adjust it to that, to meet that. So with this one, obviously I'm having problems here because it's not really matching the edge there. If you can see, it's not really matching the edge of the tyre, which circles round there. So the wheel's got to come round, more rounded there. And obviously with this back bit, yeah, the tyre just gets bigger as it goes round. So obviously I'm struggling there. What I am going to do is I'm going to do slight adjustments to this. If I can get it looking better, I can. If I can't, then I'm going to accept that it looks like that. But yeah, I'm going to fast forward now, get the rear wheel on as well, and yeah, I'll be back when the rear wheel is done as well, so see you in a second. Okay, I just wanted to show you guys this. Basically, if you look at the difference there, I kind of got the front wheel sorted a little bit, but as you can see, the front, it looks like it has camber on it. Made a slight adjustment to the front wheel. If you just make an adjustment, let's just say I make it smaller and then make it bigger again. If you make a slight adjustment like that, right click and go to perspective. This way you can add kind of a camber effect, etc. So basically I've done that, and it looks like that's got camber, and then you look at the rear and it's just like, oh, there's no camber there. So we're gonna have to make that same adjustment to the rear here to match the front. Obviously if you have camber in the front, to have no camber in the rear would be pretty strange. So I haven't got this wheel spot on yet. I want to do this camber adjustment first, because obviously we've got a lot of tile wall here and none at the top, so we can adjust that. But what I just want to do first is just go for this camber adjustment. So you want to right click perspective, and you can just put a slight bit of camber kind of like this, and that should really help in the way it's looking at the moment. So if I just do that, as you can see, it's looking a lot better. Obviously it isn't fitted to the tyre yet, I'm going to do that in a second, but it looks a lot better like that compared to the front. So yeah, be back in a sec. Okay, so I think that is pretty much spot on. I've just been sitting here looking at it for a second, and to be honest, that looks pretty sick, I'm not gonna lie. Even with just the change of rims and the lowering on this car, it's absolutely just changed the looks of this car. So what I want to head and do next is this little bit here. I want to smooth over that, take this away. Also the Nissan badge on the front, I want to smooth that over as well. And I don't know about this I forgot the name of that. Oh my god, my brain is imploded, but yeah, you get what I mean. So I'm going to smooth over these two little bits, and then I'll be back in a second to decide what to do with that. I don't know yet, because I don't want to make it too clean. I just want to make it like a real life stance build. So yeah, let's do that. Okay, there we go. So I smoothed over the Nissan logo there. You can kind of notice it if you look at it and really look at it. But if you're looking at it quickly, you're just going to notice that it's smoothed over, which is what we're aiming for. Also this bit here, to be honest, I'm kind of happy with the job there, because even these lines, the reflections, it's gone very well. It's gone pretty sick, to be honest, and kind of happy with that smooth over there. But in terms of the handle on the side, I'm going to leave that how it is. Yeah, in terms of trying to smooth that over, it's going to be very difficult, but also I don't really want it to be too smooth, if you know what I mean. Sorry, I can't stop burping. But yeah, I don't want it to be too smooth, because if it's too much, it does get a little bit too much. So I'll go for like a clean stance build here, which is what we're aiming for from the start. So yeah, I'm kind of happy with the way it's going. I've got to do these little black bits in the rear bumpers here, and also the black bit there. But other than that, I'm going to lengthen this splitter on the front as well. And what I am going to do is I'm just going to delete, I don't know, I'm going to leave the 350Z there actually. That's kind of looks quite cool in there. So I'm just going to make the splitter longer, fill in those little black bits, just some extra little details here. I think that should be about it. Okay, so there is the finished product. It's looking absolutely sweet. I love the look of this 350Z. Unfortunately, I was going to make every single one of these a wallpaper download, but unfortunately, I just realised the actual 350Z image was a really strange size. I think, I can't even remember what it was, but it's a really strange size. And in terms of, oh, I'll be able to tell here. Oh no, it's in centimeters. Why is it in centimeters? But yeah, unfortunately I can't make it 1080p, which is kind of annoying. But if maybe you've got like a square monitor or something, you could probably use this. I'm going to put it in the description anyway. If you guys want to download this and use it as a picture of something or something like that, you can do. But in the comments below, let me know what you think of this episode. Obviously you guys loved my photoshopping cars, so it's good to bring it back, and hopefully on the next episode we can do something epic. So leave what car you want to see next episode, leave with any suggestions, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.